You know, I sit here and I listen to this guy in this ice cream truck driving around. Now, I wonder, how is it that they just don't go insane listening to that music just hours and hours at a day? I mean, I'd be more berserk than I am.
Savage X46 with a axial 32 in it.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Got it this time, Dad.
Now, come take a ride on the other side of town. Where the motherfucking homies put it down. My nigga SP, my homie no nuts. My nigga one up all right back with the color. Big go, in the rock. Smiley, Cody, I'm supposed to call big giant dog. 7-11 on that fight by the T-girl. With the motherfucking rose right in there. Let's do it. And the motherfucking going out with a man. When I let my girl out, and no joke. Even so, we're a mess. Yeah, motherfucker, don't sweat me. And what the fuck made you even brings the noise when you knew you couldn't fuck with this blood clot boy? Oh, bitch ass nigga, just slow your roll. Cause you motherfuckers really don't know that this little nigga, he stays strapped. He plays the nigga peeling motherfucking cats.
Now, for the record, we still, rock it with the fajitas and all that good stuff. How's it said they used to say back in the day, ain't shit changed. That don't look like much, but
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side.
How you doing?
Good. How are RC cars at?
the other day I was going through YouTube videos, and I like to watch to see what people have to say and what challenges and achievements that folks are making. I came across one where a gentleman was talking about tuning, and essentially he starts his video off by saying that he'd recently seen some videos on tuning where people are talking about how you should lean your low speed needle when your idle is high. And he goes on to explain how he thinks that's wrong and how instead you should blah blah blah, do the opposite. So let's go ahead and just begin with that. Now, to begin with, when he says some people, I'm going to make a pretty safe assumption that I'm included, or if not, the only person. I say that because I propose and support that method, which we're going to get into in just a second. And honestly, I'm not aware of anybody else on the internet doing a video that talks about that. A few places people have written about it, but I haven't seen anybody really talk about it. So the fact that you take that into consideration, plus, I mean, let's be frank, my videos get a lot of views, and you know, they're certainly advertised out there. Again, my assumption. So I chimed in, and I was tactful, basically said, well, curious if you still feel that way, because in my opinion, what you're telling people to do is wrong. And again, let's kind of diagnose this. So the gentleman says that when you have a high idle, what you should do is rich in your low speed needle, because that will drop the idle. Okay. So, you know, and I explained that I completely understood where he was coming from. I understood, you know, what he was saying, and it's true. It's absolutely true. When your idle is high, if you rich in your low speed needle, it is going to drop the idle. No argument there whatsoever. However, that's not how you tune your engine. You see, in other words, what this guy's doing is essentially telling you how something works, not how to utilize it. In other words, yeah, absolutely. Of course, when you rich in your low speed, your idle will drop. But that's not how you tune an engine, you see. But here's where I think it gets interesting. Well, not so much interesting as opposed with par for the course. Quite often you guys have heard me mention these flatline bashers, right? And I think this guy here is a perfect example. Let me explain why. Yeah, so, you know, what happens with the flatline bashers is they'll make very adamant statements, often, you know, again, either what they've read, heard, or think they know. Big difference between what you think you know and what you know, right? But it's usually one of those scenarios. And regardless of how tactful somebody has an opposing view, there's always a common denominator, and that is they will not talk to the subject. So, you know, I've learned in my situation, like with this guy, I came very tactful, you know, basically saying, look, I understand what you're saying here, you know, because I get it, but I disagree, and here's why. So can you elaborate on what you mean? And instead of getting any sort of feedback, constructive feedback, you know, I got the old, I've tuned over 100 engines, including everything from a Traxxas 15 to a HPI 5.9. And, you know, as I've stated multiple times, this is kind of part of the problem. You have these people come into this hobby